lines, and I'm gonna show you, this workshop is leading up to our competition on the 29th. So this is just to give us a little background on what leading lines are and the part that they play in photography, and hopefully give us a little bit of background so we can compete in the end of January. There's three elements to a good photo. You have to have good light, you have to have good composition, an interesting subject or a story or something there. You can have the best light and the best composition, and if it doesn't say anything to you, it's really not a great photo. Sometimes you could get away with two of the three. If you have a great subject or an interesting story with it, and the light is lousy, sometimes you can get away with that. But all three are really the best thing. It's one of many elements of composition. It draws the viewer's eye to the subject. There's many elements in competition. It can have, the rule of thirds. You could have the frame within a frame. You could have, minimal thing. You could have a close-up. I mean, there's lots of, this is just one of the possibilities of what will, making up a good photo, good composition of the photo. And the key is to draw a viewer's eye to the subject. I had what I thought was a great leading line maybe a year or two ago in a competition. It was really nice. It was at the shore. It had a fence going down to the beach, and the judge says, "It's a nice line, but it doesn't lead you anywhere." And he was right. There was nothing at the end of the thing except sand. So, if there had been a bird or a person or something, that would have been a much better picture. So keep that in mind. What we're specifically going to do tonight is I have a short video from Joel Satori, who we've seen before. He does things with the great courses and fundamentals of photography. This is very short. This is one segment of a half-hour video. Then we're going to have a YouTube video, which is a little bit longer and goes into more detail about leading lines. And lastly, we're going to have some examples of photos, mostly, or I guess almost all, from Mario. And then we'll end it up with discussion, questions. We can see what each of us thinks makes up a good leading line. So we're going to go now to the first video. I have to stop the share, then I have to reshare it. Leading lines. He's a very interesting guy. And lastly is a YouTube video on
Claude, excuse me. What we was saying is not what I traditionally think of as a leading line. It was like the arch or the doorway. That's a framing device.
Yeah.
I don't think of that as a leading line.
Well, yeah, he was jumping from one to another. Yeah, the second video I have is going to be much better on actually the leading lines, not something I would have done now. The problem is I don't have that thing on the screen. So I'm going to have to get back in and get that video for us. So bear with me for a couple minutes, talk among yourselves, have a cigarette. Yes. Smoke them if you got them.
Piece of candy, more likely.
But
I always like the way the lines from the cabling lead not only to the, what do you call that? Well, lead to the flag, but also to the
tower.
Tower, is that what they call it? The tower.
Yeah.
One of the but also leads up to the flag. I know I did that one in black and white and in color. I guess that's the color one. The one on the right was up in the Corning Glass Works up in Corning, and it was just a vase that they had up there, and I took a shot of it. I think it was probably top down, straight down on it, and
Yeah,
I always liked the way the way they blew this glass. It was kind of like, circling around there.
Mm,
I know that one did well in the competition.
beautiful. I like it.
The boardwalk shot, and you can see the lines are leading down. So there's that jogger on the left there on a rainy day.
Yeah.
And you got the lines of the railing, the boardwalk itself. I kind of like the way the tops of the lights. They formed a connection from larger to smaller going off into the distance. The one on the right is the Brooklyn Bridge again, and you've got multiple lines there. The bridge itself going from the Brooklyn side to the Manhattan side, and also the fencing and the bulwark there, leading off from the lower left corner, leading you up toward the Brooklyn Bridge and the cityscape. So
Beautiful.
there's one on the right that we've all done, and I think I've seen some of them recently. People have entered them. Was it Eastern State Penitentiary?
Yeah.
We all did that trip years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
And I always like that. I mean, it almost looks like it's leading into the abyss.
yeah.
All of those
The gas chamber at the
doors
end.
and the railings and stuff. The one on the left is Liberty State Park. That's the, help me out, guys. What's the memorial called?
It's the 9/11 Memorial.
It's
Yeah.
just called the 9/11 Memorial.
I think so.
And it wasn't obvious when I took the shot, but in the distance are some of the buildings in Manhattan. And I was hoping it would stand out more, but it doesn't. But I did like the way the names, you can make out some of the names on the left and right side of the
Beautiful.
monument itself. I think it was Hal Goodell years ago had a photo that won a fairly big award. Might have been one of the Best of Year award, where I think he used the same monument and he captured a shot. I guess it would have to have been, let me see, from there. Would it have to have been early in the morning because he had the sun, I think, coming down the narrow part of the monument, and the sun was shining on the side wall there. I believe he won a pretty big award with that.
Yeah.
And one of my favorites is the one on the left. We took that years ago, and that's that was a tobacco warehouse on the left, and they've since
It's off of
converted
Water
it.
Street. I have almost the same shot.
Yeah, Flo, I haven't been there in a while.
Neither have I.
That's a place that if you ever wanted to do a field trip to,
Oh, it's
I
great.
would recommend. The park under the Brooklyn Bridge, between Brooklyn
And
Bridge
the
and
park
Manhattan
now
Bridge.
has that old carousel that they restored.
Yes,
Really neat. Yeah.
yes.
Mm.
But that tobacco warehouse on the left, Flo, do you know it's a playhouse and museum now, I think?
I think it's like an event space. I think
Yeah.
you could actually rent it for various,
But they
various
have a
things.
roof on it now.
No, the last time I saw it, it did not have a roof. But
Well,
when
that's
it's
the
an
way it
event-
was here. Now, this is probably going back about 9 years ago, 10 years
No,
ago.
I was there, more recently. The last time I saw an event there, they had a big tent, but there was still no roof that I saw, and that was maybe
I'm
2 a
pretty
year,
sure
3
the
years
last
now.
time I went through there was kind of quickly though, but they had converted that into I'm pretty sure it might be like a playhouse or a museum, so they finished off the whole building. At this time, there was no roof. And I remember that I think that particular day I was there, a couple was having wedding photos taken in the middle.
Yeah,
Um, but what I liked about this, you could see it was soon after some snow. And I like the way the red brick contrasts with the Brooklyn Bridge itself, and the way the red brick building leads off into the Brooklyn Bridge, and even the symmetry
Beautiful.
of the archway lights and the shadows on the ground there. It was good. The one on the right is a Manhattan Bridge. Doesn't really lead off to anything, but I just like the way
That's
I just like the
beautiful.
way it went from right to left,
Hmm.
going off into the distance.
Where is that place on the left? Where is that?
This one.
it's in Brooklyn, just as, it's just off of Water Street in Brooklyn.
What do they call? I forget
Dumbo.
now. It's called
Dumbo. Down
Is
on
it?
Dumbo.
Manhattan.
Dumbo.
Yeah,
Down
it's right.
under the Manhattan in
Or,
Brooklyn.
It's across the bridge in Brooklyn as you walk down. Well, I don't know, it's just off of Water Street, which is where that ice cream place, that chocolate place used to be. Well,
It's no longer there?
Oh
I
no!
don't know, I
There's a,
haven't been there in a long time.
Diana, there's a big park there. They finished it off. There's a park that extends from one side of the Brooklyn Bridge all the way to the other side of the Manhattan Bridge.
I think it's called Brooklyn Bridge Park.
Dumbo is what they call that
Yeah.
area, right? And that's down.
Yeah, that's the
Dumbo.
whole area, but
Dumbo is by the
down
Manhattan
under
Bridge.
the Manhattan, Brooklyn.
what
Bridge.
is
They're
it?
under the Manhattan Bridge overpass.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Mhm.
And the park is very, very nice. It's a nice walking area. There are people that walk there. There's under the Brooklyn Bridge, I think there's a famous restaurant there. I'm assuming it's still there.
I don't know, it's been a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on the
I
bars.
forgot the name of it though.
There's places to eat there. That would be a great place for
Yeah.
One day.
When we get
Yeah.
our COVID
Right.
shots.
It's the River Cafe.
If we're
Oh,
still
that's
able,
right. the
That's it.
River
if we're still
Cafe.
able to
Still in
walk by
business.
then,
Not likely.
Yeah.
if we're still able to walk by then.
Yeah.
Well, we can
Oh,
always go
Lord.
by one of those things.
Oh Lord. Yeah. But it's a great area to take photos. You can spend the whole day there, and if you stay late in the day,
Beautiful.
you can
I-
catch the sunset. It's not too far, and you could walk there to Rich. What's the area above the Brooklyn Queens Expressway there? What's that called?
The promenade.
Coming out.
The Brooklyn Promenade is there, and it's within walking distance of this. And you can set up on the promenade, and as the sun sets, behind Manhattan there, this would be to the like you're looking at the Brooklyn Bridge there, it would be to the left of the Brooklyn Bridge. You can catch the sun setting usually certain time of year, between the Empire State Building and the end of Manhattan Island.
Mm.
And
Nice
then we didn't capture anything that I thought was really great, but it's a good place to take photos if you want to spend the entire day.
Mm. Wonderful.
Soon as we get the second shot, guys.
Yeah.
But we gotta wait till everybody else gets a second
Right.
shot.
Mario, did
Yeah.
you say that last picture was the Manhattan Bridge?
No, Brooklyn.
Oh, definitely Brooklyn.
The very last one. Okay, did I give you that one twice? I thought we saw it
I
already.
don't know.
I
You probably
think you
did.
did.
Or either I downloaded it twice. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll tell you, if you want to get to the Brooklyn Promenade, it is close to impossible to get parking anywhere around there.
Yeah.
Especially now with people not working or working from home.
Yeah.
I bet it's impossible to get parking.
There are some parking lots like buildings.
Yeah?
In the area, they might be like a little bit of a walk.
Huh.
Oh, I know one I sent you that's not in there. The guy on the bike, I don't know if that's Water Street itself, but it's a shot I've actually seen on TV a lot. It's the line of buildings going down to the tower of the Manhattan Bridge. And in the
That's a
archway
different
of the
street.
tower of the Manhattan Bridge is the
Oh,
Empire
yeah, I
State
forgot
Building.
about that one. That's a great.
That's a different
that-
Yeah.
street. Yeah,
I know
but I
I
don't
shared
know the
that
name
with
of
you, Claude.
Yeah.
I-
The
that one, yeah.
Are you talking about the,
competition is 29th, which is 2 weeks.
28th.
The entry thing is what, 4 days before, Mark?
5 days. I think it's on a Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Thursday's a Sunday, Tuesday's a Friday.
Okay, so you
So
have.
the 28th, not the 29th.
No, I
the
think it's
28th?
the last day of the, I'll check.
28th?
Oh, that's 28th.
28th.
Okay, you have an extra day.
Okay, I have a question. When we decided to do leading lines, I kind of Googled it.
Mhm.
And I mean, I guess the judge is gonna hate all my pictures with the exception of one, which is the same shot that you took of the flag. Mine's just a little different, but at any rate, they showed a lot of things that that these people considered leading lines that didn't look anything like a really leading line.
Yeah,
So I chose some pictures that were, I guess now maybe a little out of the box.
Well, maybe we should tell them to be a little flexible because
Hmm.
we've heard different interpretations.
yeah.
What is
Yeah.
it that you saw, Flo?
Well, there were just various things, like mine didn't actually, except for the one, I chose some that didn't actually lead to anything, but more had, lines within the picture.
Oh.
Let's see.
I know what you mean. You
Oh,
talk
what's
about
the
like
problem?
something goes from left to right or something like. Dan does a lot of photos like that, I think, where you've got geometric shapes and sometimes you'll see something.
Well, right, but
from
it didn't
lower
look from
right,
this.
upper left and stuff. And to me, that's got a line in it. I don't know if
Yeah.
you consider it a leading line because it doesn't really lead to something.
Yeah, so maybe that's a different, we'll see what he says, but like I said, except for one, it's not, it's not what I'm calling a traditional leading line.